I'm Seva and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about overactive thyroid. So we're going to be talking all about the thyroid and what kind of meal plan you should be having if you have an overactive thyroid. But before we get into the video, make sure you give this video a nice thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss all my videos. Alright, let's get started. So what is an overactive thyroid? Now another word for this is hyperthyroidism or thyrotoxicosis. Now all this is when the thyroid produces too much of the thyroid hormones. Now your thyroid is located right here. It is a small butterfly-shaped gland that's right in your neck. It's just in front of your windpipe or your trachea. Now if you have hyperthyroidism, I'm going to go into symptoms and things like that later, but you might experience, puffy eyes, or your thyroid might be enlarged or swollen, and this is something that's going to be increasing your body's metabolism. So if your thyroid hormones are being produced in excess, this makes your bodily functions, if you will, speed up. So that's why you might experience some weight loss, shakiness, and anxiety, and things like that. So the two thyroid hormones we're going to be talking about here are going to be T3 and T4. So T3 is triiodothyronin and T4 is thyroxine. But just to keep things simple, we're going to be calling them T3 and T4. So thyroid hormone 3 and thyroid hormone 4, just because it's kind of like a tongue twister here. So these hormones control how quickly your body is going to be burning energy, but also how quickly reactions in your body happen. And that's why I was talking about metabolism before, because your metabolism or your metabolic rate affects a bunch of things like your body weight or how you're sleeping. So if your hormones are speeding up your body's metabolism and speeding up all these processes and reactions, then all these processes in your body are going to be happening faster. But then we have your thyroid stimulating hormone, or your TSH, which is secreted by your pituitary gland, which is found in your head basically. And your TSH is what is going to be controlling the production of those other thyroid hormones I talked about, 3 and 4. I hope you guys are still with me, but that's what YouTube is for. You can just rewind and fast forward and try and really map out what I'm trying to say here. It's just crazy how your body works and how everything has a specific function, and how your pituitary is involved in your thyroid, and your thyroid is involved in all your hormones, and the hormones are involved in your metabolism. It's really crazy, and it just shows how just a couple little tweaks can affect that whole umbrella here. So now we're going to get into some symptoms of hyperthyroidism. Before I get into, diet and food and all things like that, I think it's really important to kind of better understand something like this so you can see if this is something that you are dealing with, if these symptoms match you. Maybe you haven't gone to a doctor, gotten diagnosed yet. I'm not here to diagnose anybody. I'm here to talk nutrition, dietetics, but it's just important to get a better overview before I go ahead and just start telling you what to eat. Now the main effect here of hyperthyroidism is going to be speeding up your metabolism, like I said. So that can come with a whole other host of symptoms and issues. So this can be anything from nervousness to irritability or over-emotional behavior. You might find yourself being extra shaky, you have shakiness or tremors like I had mentioned before, or you can be finding it very hard to sleep or sleeping through the night, or you can be profusely sweating or being very intolerant to heat, like you always feel like you're steaming, and it's not a good situation. You might have an increased appetite, but you might also find yourself losing weight. Some people have an increased appetite and find themselves gaining weight a little bit, but typically with hyperthyroidism you find yourself losing weight. You can be very tired or have muscle weakness, but at the same time have heart palpitation or reduced heart rate, not sleeping. You can have infrequent menstrual periods or find it difficult to even get pregnant. You can even find yourself having increased bowel movements or diarrhea, really loose stools and stuff like that. And if you haven't seen it already, I do have a video about constipation and a meal plan for that. I can link it up right here, but totally different video. Other symptoms include shortness of breath, thinning or fine hair, and of course the more visual symptoms that you might see are, like I said before, swollen or puffy or red eyes, and of course a swollen thyroid gland that you can visibly see. So as you can see, there's so many different symptoms, so it can be very hard to kind of tell if you have this or not, so it's very important to go to your doctor. But if I'm going through this list and you see like, wow, check, 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 then definitely go to your doctor and see what they have to say and really look into just feeling better. Now there's different causes when it comes to hyperthyroidism. So this can be, Graves' disease. This is most common. This is just like an autoimmune disease that causes antibodies to mimic the activity of the THS or TSH. And this is going to cause your thyroid to be producing more of those hormones 3 and 4 that I talked about earlier. So it's just another thing that's confusing your body and making it overproduce these hormones, which cause that whole host of problems that I mentioned earlier. Nodular thyroid disease is another one. This is where small nodules or kind of lumps form within your thyroid gland. And again, these nodules are going to be producing more of those hormones. You can also just have some inflammation in your thyroid due to a virus or taking too much medicine or something like that. Now, beta blockers or anti-thyroid drugs are going to be most common here if you're going that route. This is just going to kind of suppress that production of the hormones, the T3 and the T4, so you can stop overproducing. But you just have to be careful. You don't want to overdo it and now have an underactive thyroid, so you want to maintain a nice healthy balance here. I'm here to talk about the dietary treatment when it comes to hyperthyroidism. Now here, your macronutrients are going to be really important here for your energy because, like I said, a lot of times with hyperthyroidism, you're going to have, an increased appetite, but you're going to be losing weight and your metabolism is just going to be through the roof, and so we're here to help you with that. Low glycemic carbs are going to be key here. This is what's going to help regulate those poor energy levels that you're going to be seeing. Now, as always with these types of videos, just make sure you're using this diet plan as kind of like a skeleton. You can always, change things up a bit to fit your needs and your diet better. Or something important here might be to look at the portion sizes. You might want to increase the portion sizes if you're trying to eat more, try to gain more weight, or vice versa. If you're finding that you're eating too much and you're actually gaining, you might want to make your portion sizes a little bit smaller. But before I get into what you should be eating, let me just tell you one thing that you should try to stay away from. So you want to kind of stay away from caffeinated beverages, whether that be your teas, your coffee, energy drinks, whatever it might be, because if you're experiencing that shakiness or the jitteriness or whatever, you're definitely going to want to cut back on that and not consume those types of things. So for breakfast, you're going to want to have something like a porridge or that type of breakfast with some skim milk and a little bit of sugar. If you don't want to use cane sugar, granulated sugar, brown sugar, you can always use something like a honey or a pure maple syrup even. Then you're going to want to have a couple slices of bread with some type of nut butter. I like almond butter personally, but I know a lot of people like peanut butter. Then you're going to want to have a nice fruit juice, get some carbs and some healthy sugars in. Then if you want a snack throughout the day, I would recommend something like a biscuit. Try to keep it plain here, nothing crazy flavored or super sweet or sugary or anything like that. Make sure you're getting your water in too. And you might want to go ahead and add in another fruit here, maybe, a banana or some sort of fruit to snack on. Now for lunch, I think sandwiches and wraps are great, so I think that'd be a great fit here. For your protein, maybe you want to add in some ham or chicken with some cheese. Then you can have a nice mixed salad with some different greens and some fiber. Maybe you want to add in some nuts on top or have them on the side. Or if you're not into that, cereal bars are great. Just make sure to watch out for the high sugar content and crazy artificial sweeteners and flavorings and that sort of stuff. I also think a low-fat sugar, those are really great, and sometimes I like even using the yogurt to make a dressing on a salad or to make a nice little spread on a sandwich to kind of keep it moist instead of using, like a sauce or a mayo or something like that. And definitely make sure to be drinking your water along the way. For dinner, like I always say, you're going to want to have a nice protein, starch, some veggies, and some carbs. So for your protein, you can go ahead and do something like a chicken breast or a white fish or some sort of lean meat. Then for a carb, you can do some brown rice or a whole wheat pasta, or you can boil some potatoes or sweet potatoes or something like that for your starch. And veggies are always great. You're going to want to load up on veggies here, and I like to kind of do some mixed veggies to get, a variety of different colors and vitamins and nutrients from different vegetables, so that's always good. And here in the evening, if you want like a later night snack, something like another high fiber cereal would be good here for you guys with some skim milk, and you can add a couple, you know, like a slice of bread again with some peanut butter or almond butter. I know it might seem like a lot, but we are trying to get you guys to gain some weight here and, you know, working with your metabolism, that kind of stuff. And do remember to keep drinking your water, drink your water. But that is all I have for this video today, you guys. I hope you liked it and I hope you learned something new. If you did like it, make sure to give this video a nice thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss out on my videos. And share this video with anybody that you know who could use this, or someone who's not sure if they have an overactive thyroid or an underactive thyroid or whatever it might be, just to get some information out there for you guys. And as always, if you want to get my exclusive nutrition tips, healthy food recommendations, and delicious recipes right to your inbox, then make sure to head over to my description box, click the link, and join the fam. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!